Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have another GSA segment, 70-star Division 1, with two amazing racers, two very consistent players as well, Biinny, WD Biinny, and BES Paracusia. I'm here today with my co-commentator and my second dad, Simply. How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing amazing. I am excited to see Paracusia of Blue Esports
Yes.
throw down against Biinny of is it WD40? Is that his sponsor?
No, it's okay. I used to know what it meant, but now I'm lost in the sauce.
Wet Dreams.
I can actually check it like right now. He is a wet dream. WDC Gaming? Western Digital. That's what it stands for.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
I think it's a computer part company. They create like yeah, I'm not sure exactly, just computer parts and stuff like that.
They create ums and ahs, and
Yeah.
everybody buys them. Yeah, well,
Really good.
Biinny, you know, third place in 70 star, has the 48.04. But you can't really count Paracusia out, sitting at a 49 flat as of 8 months ago. He's definitely capable of much better, and in terms of racing, you know, he's got a lot of potential, but to be honest, I've yet to see a lot of it come out. From what I've seen from Paracusia's side, it's been a little rough, you know, perhaps the nerves or just the spotlight. I don't know what it is, but I would like to see some hot gameplay.
All right,
We're getting started here soon.
Yep, readying up, waiting for the countdown. I'm excited to see this match, man. I mean, I haven't seen Biinny play in a while, but I know that he's been doing well so far in the league. Biinny is arguably one of the most consistent 70-star runners and racers as well. He is the current reigning champion for the Big Sim 70-star Invitational as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Sim?
Yeah, I mean, he had a very outstanding performance. He pretty much in every match he played, it didn't seem like he was going to drop a game, which is actually a little bit surprising because Biinny, I mean, for as long as I've known him, I've always felt like Biinny is one of those runners that does a lot of resets, and you wouldn't think that he would have that much consistency. But it's actually, when it's time to show up and do the thing, Biinny does a pretty good job of bringing the heat, so I'm interested to see if Paracusia can clap back.
Clap back. It's interesting choice of word there. But yeah, I would agree with that. And I mean, Biinny does have also arguably the most experience out of any player in existence for 70 star. He's been doing 70 star since before I knew about speedrunning, which was back in 2012. So you know that probably has a lot to do with it, right? So we're starting off here. Biinny's using English version. I'm guessing Paracusia isn't. Yeah, he's not. That's why he has the lead. Of course, as most people know, Japanese is a little bit faster in the intro, so that's why it seems like he's ahead right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is something that happens every single time we watch Paracusia play 70. It's always like, wait, he's using Japanese, and then there's speculation about whether or not he's able to handle English. But Biinny, misgrab, but this could be good. All right.
Fine. Good stuff.
Not bad. Oh, oof. Getting bopped.
Bopped in the face. Getting clapped.
Getting bibbity bopped right off the bat. A little bit of time loss. That'll be nice for Paracusia. But I think the fact is Paracusia doesn't actually have an English card. I think that's what's going on. But really nice movement here from on Battlefield.
Interesting
as well.
The single jump wall kick, I'm not sure. I mean, usually there's the long jump to the right and you wall kick. I would like to see, I'm not sure which one is faster, but either way, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Not a big deal. Slide times, what is your guess, Sim?
I think Paracusia is going to give us a 12.8 and Biinny's going to give us a 12.6. What do you think?
I'm going to go with double 12.6.
Oh, 12.7.
This is also really? 12.7 from Biinny, I believe. Oh! We both got one right at least.
Nah, you said both 12.6 and then you're like 12.7, so that's your final guess. You can't just go back and say, oh no, I said 12.6. That's like me just going like, oh, it's 12.7. 12.8 actually. I mean 12.9. Okay, I got it right, see? Okay, so nobody appreciated that very much. Co-commentator trying to just cheat.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I've got the cheat prevention. Oh, Biinny with a huge pound, and he's losing some seconds here in the beginning, but Whomps is kind of scary. What do you think?
Shaky start. Shaky start. I mean, Whomps is Whomps. It would always be the meme
Whomps.
of this game. I mean, in my opinion, I've said this before too. Whomps is not a hard stage. If you treat it as any other stage that you would do in the middle or late game, because it's it's kind of a mindset that you put on, you know, whichever stage is in the beginning, you'll always kind of have this kind of mindset where, oh, it's, you know, it's this stage because we usually reset here. But Whomps itself is not hard. 100 coin could be very troublesome if you're not used to it, especially. But you know, countless could always play with your head a bit. But it's
You can
not.
play with your heart too.
Yes, and your hands and everything else.
But Paracusia pretty nicely. Biinny playing it a little bit more safe, not opting to get the 5 coins on the top ramp. So nice time save there from Para. But I don't know if you caught it there. He did fumble a bit on the floating platform. So seems like Biinny's caught up just maybe a tiny little bit. But they've been very close. Nice to get the 100 out of the way. What's your thoughts on in terms of star order in Whomps? Do you think it's a big deal?
I mean, the only thing that really matters is that you have to get. You usually want to get the first and second star last, which are the 2 stars at the top, because you know you want to.
Oh, no canalists!
Missing the canalist setup. Again, like I mentioned, canalist is one of those things that makes Whomps, I guess, a reset heavy stage for a lot of runners. Canalist, you know, even though it's a setup, it's a pixel perfect trick, and it could. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and there's proof there for you. But yeah, you know, the only star order that matters is getting first and second star last. But it's all preference at the end of the day as well.
All right, and Paracusia actually reverting back to the classic sock folder setup, Biinny as well, and both of them getting it. You know, texture setup, it's risky. Paracusia, a big fan of texture setup. You know, boasts that he's pretty consistent at it, but I mean, when it comes time for action, it can be a bob.
Ooh, Biinny kind of shaky on the controller right now. Oh, saw that happening.
Man, they're pretty much tied right now. Biinny with a very no, actually, they're like on each other. My goodness.
I'm guessing Paracusia messed up some. Oh, right, countless, of course, right.
Yeah. You gotta appreciate him going for it, though. Going for that texture setup. I mean, it gives you a couple seconds if you land it, and that can be invaluable.
The important thing to notice with this star is actually quite faster in English version. You'd see right now that English version has 2 less text boxes in overall, and on top of that, the English text scrolls significantly faster than Japanese as well. So you would see Biinny jump quite ahead after this star. Most people don't know that. Most people don't kind of underestimate the text boxes in this game. But as you can see, Biinny gaining about a second to Paracusia from that star.
Big Ben. Worth noting that Paracusia loves Biinny, so this is sort of a heartbreak to see that they are going up against each other. But you know, it's all love in the Mario community. I feel like.
I mean, who doesn't love Biinny? Come on.
It's true. You just look at that man. The meat on that man. It is incredibly toned.
Definitely. Decent Whomps times for both. Sub-7s.
Yeah, this is about exactly what you'd want in a race. Players only seconds apart leaving Whomps as they head on into their journey, and it's slide time. Get your guesses out, folks. What are you thinking, Cheese?
Okay, this round I think I'm gonna go with another 12.6 for Biinny and a 12.7 for Paracusia. So I think the same outcome as the first slide.
I'm gonna stick to my first as well. Paracusia 12.8, Biinny 12.6.
Ooh, this is actually
there it is.
One for, yep.
Oh,
double 12.6. Can't underestimate Paracusia because Paracusia is he's really good at the slide.
It appears so. 12.7, 12.6, nothing to joke about. But here comes Wing Cap. What can you tell me about Wing Cap, Cheese?
I was actually about to talk about this. This is well, first of all, Japanese has 1 less text box, but I mean, wing cap is it's a notorious stage for being difficult to optimize. Flying in this game is actually very tech. Oh, Paracusia missing the last coin.
That could have been a
Um,
lot worse.
Flying in this game there's a lot of tech to it. It's a lot to understand. It takes a really long time to really understand how to optimize the flying in this game. It's quite unique and quite interesting actually to optimize it. Wing caps especially, you can lose or gain a lot of time depending on how well you know about the flying.
This is true. I mean, and it's hard to see too. If you watch a video of somebody flying and then you watch another person flying, not necessarily side by side, you don't really see where they're losing time if one person's slower than the other. But when it's side by side, you can really see. And there's a lot of players who have gotten their flying to be quite a lot better. But we're in a dark world. It's very dark, very scary, very easy to die. Paracusia looking like he's going for the pro strats.
Oof.
Oh, with the ledge guard.
Just missed it. I'm actually surprised that he barely missed that, but usually with the movement he does that he did there, it makes it a lot easier to make it. But of course, going for the infamous poverty shake cycle that he loves to do. Oh my god,
that was really crazy.
I thought he was dead there. But slightly faster if you know how to do it. So hopefully grabbing some time there. No double frisbees at the end, but no deaths either, which is more important.
Yeah, I mean, and still only 5-7-ish seconds behind Big Ben as we move further along through this castle. Bowser giving him a dance.
Shaking his bottom, making it a little bit faster. So for those who want to know why that makes it faster, when you enter Bowser, when Bowser does not do the dance, Bowser takes steps forward. And what that does is that it makes Bowser further away from the bomb. Hence, when you grab Bowser and you throw him, it takes longer for him to hit the bomb. When he does do the dance, he stays in place, which actually creates... It makes it so that he is closer to the bomb, which makes it faster.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'll give that an A+.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see if Paracusia does his I wouldn't call it single star because it is, for him, he is RTA viable. Yeah, he's gonna do it. Let's see if he pulls it off.
Juicy speed kick, double jump. Oh yeah,
it's amazing. Good time save.
Oh,
Biinny missing the box.
Yeah, this is actually some good news for Paracusia, making up some pretty decent time on sky jump. And that's a pretty appropriate ground pound. About exactly where you'd want it to be. Paracusia looking strong, heading into cool mountain. Probably the last relaxing level before it really gets heated. I mean, Big Blue's Haunt's not too bad, but then you get to basement, it's like, whoa.
Another slightly unrecognized, I guess, or I guess people kind of oversee it. Optimization in this game, it involves grabbing stars, ground pounding under stars to be more precise. Knowing how to ground pound under stars, like you pointed out in Sky Jump, you could potentially save a lot of time in the run. And it's all about, you know, the higher you ground pound on the star, the longer it takes Mario to land afterward. So what you want to do is ground pound as low as you can under the star, but still grab it, and you saved a lot of time throughout the run if you do that as much as possible. All these little optimization tricks that could really make you better at the game overall.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it adds up too. Like if you're able to find a consistent way to cut off, like you're saying, maybe it's 2 frames every star grab, hypothetically. Times 70 stars, I mean, that's 140 frames. That ends up being almost 5 seconds, which in a category like 70, that could be huge. I mean, that's a made-up number, but you know.
Yeah, of course there are a lot of stars that you don't naturally ground pound, like the penguin star that both of them just did. You don't ground pound the stars, so that one wouldn't count. But a lot of stars would.
Yeah, like maybe every toad star you do, you could save. You could save maybe a half a second or something over somebody else, and then bada bing, bada boom, shick shack, plow, kick clickety clack, blow. Biinny though making moves. He's got the coins, both of them going for the CCM17 route. Can you shine a little bit of light as to why they might be going for a cool Mountain 17 stars cheese?
So simply put, CCM17. Okay, Paracusia missed 2 coins. As I
Yeah.
open my mouth, so Paracusia just missed 2 coins, which means that he. Okay, well actually, this adds to the point of why CCM17 is really good. So in CCM18, if you miss 2 coins in the slide, it's an automatic 1 minute time loss. Whereas if you do CCM17, if you miss 2 coins in the slide, instead of losing a minute, you lose about 10 seconds if you know how to do the backup properly. So this is basically, in a nutshell, why CCN17 is a much safer route, especially for racing. Because CCN17, you don't do the penguin stars. So if you do miss too many coins, you don't have to re-race the penguin. You just have to grab a coin outside and finish the star. And uh, you just do another star later on in the game to compensate for that star.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was a bit of a dent to Paracusia's time. There's a bit of a gap now developing, but like you said, if that same thing happened while he's racing the Penguin, it would have been much worse time loss. But I wonder how that's gonna affect him. Paracusia, you know, sometimes the mistakes can add up, and it's hard, especially if you can't get something going for a while. Building that momentum back up after some mistakes can be very tough.
Mhm.
But it's very early. We got a lot of time to make up stuff, a lot of room for errors. It's not an easy game by any means or stretch of the imagination. Biinny with an amazing big boo on the balcony, and Paracusia with some spicy movement up here through the mansion.
Yeah, Benny um, doing the slightly, well, the more older strat for the boo, but loses maybe like half a second. But Paracusia kind of losing the speed walking up the hill there, so also losing time. But no falling off the balcony for this race, which could be a really big time loss as well. But pretty decent BBH from both of them. Very short stage as well, only 2 stars.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm, I'd say. I mean, sometimes you lose a run to Big Boo's Haunt, pretty rare, but you'll lose a lot of runs to Shifting Sand Land, Lethal Lava Land. And the Brews, man, they are coming out in full force in the chat right now. A lot of hype for Biinny's Brews as he is brewing up himself a nice lead. But we'll see how it... Oh, then there's the bonk, just as I'm saying it. It's over.
It's over.
It's over!
Legendary clip from 2014
Can't believe that's 2014.
would never be forgotten. So SSL. I don't know if Biinny does double perilous. I'm not 100% sure if he'll go for it in the race. Paracusia does do double perilous, but he's on Japanese version, which is the scariest thing you could do in a race setting is do double perilous on Japanese version.
Oh,
My God,
Biinny
Biinny.
jumping too early. I've never seen that. I've never seen someone grab that ledge and
Me
mess up
neither.
pillarless that way.
It's crazy.
Okay,
Paracusia
Tama
got it.
Plus. It's
Perfect.
happening. Double jump.
Beautiful.
And...
Beautiful.
Oh, like butter. Beautiful. Pillarless.
Like butter. All right,
That
so
alone is huge.
yeah, and he got the perilous star. So not sure if he would go for double perilous. Again, if he does, it's scary because Japanese version you can easily get sound glitch on the secret stars. He is going for double perilous on Japanese version. So if Paracusia gets sound glitch, that's it for him. I don't think he's saved before this either. So he would definitely he would have to purposely go slow on purpose. If unless he knows a way to avoid the sound glitch that won't involve purposefully losing time. I'm interested to see what it's going to do here. Oh, he seems to be fine.
Maybe.
Yeah,
And we're
okay.
good. And Biinny also going for it, but taking a little bit more time. Paracusia showing
Oh
why he's the Shifting Sand Land king. Actually just got the Shifting Sand Land stage world record, 518. Absolutely crazy time. So he's very comfortable here. I think he's been doing a lot of Shifting Sand Land practice. Probably one of the most important stages to have going.
Ooh. Marcus, you got cheeky ground pound, as Biinny would say. Let me see those Biinny cups in chat once again. And Marcus is game for freezing a little bit, but I mean, both of them are not too far away from each other. Um, Paracusia actually in the lead, even though Biinny started the start first. Paracusia does have a slight lead. They're both very, very close to each other, though.
And
Look at
now
that.
it's dead. Well, I mean, it looks like it's dead even. Paracusia actually with a pretty nice lead because of the timers. And here we are getting the resync. And now we see that Paracusia actually rocking himself a 5-ish second lead, but the bomb!
In the face.
Biinny right behind. I mean, this is a crazy race. Back and forth on each other's tails. Paracusia really popping off a chip tail line, but starting Lethal Lava Land with a booty blast burn bop.
That was. He started that with a jump kick. I was interested to see what he was gonna do there, but
The Biinny special, not triple jumping on the arc.
wow, even closer now. Almost tied into Lethal Lava Land. Lethal Lava Land, of course, being one of the most difficult stages in 70 Star. It doesn't have any RNG, no coin grabbing, but the stars themselves are optimized. They are precise. Some invis walls here and there. You know, it's just an overall scary stage. Paracusia going for the hardest lava boost cycle
And landing it
perfectly.
Ooh, that was like an 8th frame wall kick. Not really, but that looked like it was a super late wall kick.
Pretty sure it was 8th frame.
Yeah, I think that might have actually been 9th frame. Commentators making up frames might be confusing the viewers out there that think that there's only 4 or 5 frames. Is it 5? Has it been confirmed?
It's been confirmed for a year now. Simply get with the times.
Listen, I don't play the game. I just talk about it.
I mean, it's a good point. You're not wrong.
But I feel like if I talk about the game, I should have more time to learn about it. So I don't really have an excuse. But co-commentator letting it slip. But commentator going to be grilling himself because he knows that he's a bit of a, But both players getting stars. Amazing stuff. Wow, crazy. Easy clap.
Yeah. Both are 27, but different star order. So we'll see what happens after a few stars. Paracusia's gameplay is frozen. Kind of having trouble here.
Yeah, stream taking a bit of a poo-poo. We'll see if the diaper's able to keep it all packed in, and it does. Not a problem there.
Biinny kind of messing up the movement, but nothing scary.
Now we're getting the PowerPoint presentation from Paracusia. It's very gripping. Goes for the ledge grab skip. Bullies. Can he get the double, triple, and so close.
Almost.
I feel like even if you kill that third one like that, it still saves time, or it's about as fast as not doing the ledge grab skip. What do you think?
It's about as fast, yes, because the ledge grab skip saves about half a second, maybe a second if you're Jesus himself. But
it's gotta be like a second.
Yeah, missing the bully is, of course, would lose the time save. So fine.
It's all good in the hood.
Oof, Paracusia doing all the strats. Beautiful. Look at this man fly. I can't even do the strats yet.
Paracusia is one of those players that really he sometimes you'll hear people and they talk the talk, but when it comes to walking the walk, it's not quite the walk. But Paracusia, he talks the talk, but he walks the walk. He's got the strats on deck that you really won't see from most other players. He's like going for the strats at this point that save a very small amount of time, but like I was mentioning earlier, if you find a way to save 0.2, 0.3 on many different stars, like even 20 stars, that's a lot of time. That's 7 seconds, I think. No, that's 6 seconds.
Something. Math.
Math is too scary. We're going to stray away from that, but leaving Lethal Lava Land and both going for Hazy Maze Cave late.
Very close.
Still on each other's tail. Both player wanting that W, wanting those points, wanting to make it to the playoffs and potentially perform live at Pace, the first competitive speedrun event. Speaking of, the tickets, I believe, are now available, as well as booking has been available. So if you guys are interested, you might want to get it going. It's going to be packed full of action.
Command is in the title, !! tickets if you want to register today. And all the information is on that page as well. But we have these two amazing, beautiful men racing, and they are... Yeah, this is another good point to make with swimming. Swimming is similar to to flying in this game where it's very difficult to understand how to optimize this stuff. But if you, it can make a very big difference if you do know how to optimize it. But both of them seemingly having very similar chest times or chest start times, pretty much the same distance apart than from when they enter DDD. Paracusia is still having a kind of choppy stream. Commentator feeling to throw up, but trying his best.
Getting a little bit seasick out here.
Because we're in the sea. Get it?
Oh.
DDD.
Oh. Thank you for explaining my joke.
You're welcome. Paracusia is not going for front sub here. None of them, neither of them. Okay.
It's fun to see a good front stop, but honestly, it seems to backfire in most people's faces.
I'm a little bit surprised because Paracusia, went pretty insane in LLL with all the cool strats, but not going for front sub. But alright, playing it safe, which I would agree with in this situation, especially when you're just ahead. You wanna, you just want to focus on keeping the lead and not making much mistakes, which is probably the right thing to do.
And here come these rings, looking so nice, making it look easy. It is sort of easy, but it's not that easy.
Ooh, Biinny missing a swim there. Looks like he did it on purpose, but Paracusia definitely gaining about 2 seconds ahead of Biinny. Biinny got to work on that swimming.
Yeah, swimming is another thing, much like flying, where it's not. Yeah. It's kind of hard to notice where the time save is happening, but it's those corners, it's those lines. But Fire Sea, it's hot.
And scary.
Very scary.
Of course, one of the most scariest part of the whole run. Can you give me a little bit rundown why it's so scary simply? Why is it so hard?
Oh, well, right now Paracusia is sort of melting down to the flames and Biinny moving right along. It does not look like Paracusia is going to be able to make an early cycle. There are some platforms that they are going to be coming up too soon that stretches up and down, and you need to...
No.
Oh, no wall kick for Biinny. Looks like they both won't be making the cycle. Paracusia missing the long jump. What is happening? Biinny! No, Biinny's dead! Oh my goodness. And this is why, Fire Sea is no joke. Paracusia ideally could have already made the cycle, but had to wait for this thing to come back down and come right back up. But still, a lot of time save over Biinny, and we'll see if Biinny can soften the blow by actually landing Lava Boost early cycle, early Ellie's.
The scary thing is that I noticed, I don't know if you noticed it, but as soon as Biinny entered Fire Sea, from the start of Fire Sea up to when he died, it was very, very, very sketchy. A lot of weird angles, you could see that Biinny was either very nervous or he just could not grab his joystick like he wanted to. A lot of sweat in his palms, maybe.
Lava Boost, though.
Yep. It's fine now.
That's still going to be quite a blow to his core and perhaps his cartilage.
Oof. Look how early made that cycle. Really interesting ending by Biinny. A lot faster than what Paracusia did, but it's gonna take. It's gonna be hard now. I mean, Biinny has maybe 30 seconds of deficit at the moment, but I mean, of course, that doesn't mean anything. The race is not nearly over, so we got a lot of playtime still to go.
And the chat going nuts. There was overwhelming Biinny support, but now a couple what faces, a couple monkas in there. You hate to see it, but at the same time, you like to see it. You like to see. You like to see it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want Biinny to fail and die because I love Biinny, but I just like seeing that everyone else loves Biinny, and that we're all here for our runners. Like if Paracusia does a big fall, everyone will be like, "Oh no." We want the best for him. We want him to bring the highest gameplay, and Paracusia bringing the heat. Biinny, honestly, outside of that, has been looking hot as well. Both players definitely bringing their A game today.
I actually have a question for you, simply.
Go ahead.
Where's your mom in all this? I thought she was the #1 Biinny supporter.
She's a poser, man. She's a poser. I hate to break it to you. Yeah.
Oh, man.
She loves Biinny for the clout, but she doesn't actually love him.
Well, there you go, everyone. I mean,
she's in so deep
here, but
it's so deep that even she thinks she actually likes Biinny. She's fooled herself. So maybe she actually does like Biinny, but I don't. She's not fooling me. That's all I know.
Oh my god. Biinny doing
Oh!
what I willed. Oh, Paracusia messing up.
Yeah, he missed the triple jump wall kick, had to go to the right, but definitely better than having to go to the left and fall into the water, so not too bad. Really good RNG for Biinny.
Yeah, Biinny is doing Wedge 100 plus secrets. I would go ahead and say that this star is the most RNG heavy in this entire run. It's you can only afford to miss one coin, and there are coins everywhere flying in your face, and it's a bop sometimes. And there's also a bunch of invis walls around it. You kind of have to avoid. One of the hardest stars in the game for those reasons, and but it's going well for Biinny so far. We'll see how it goes for Paracusia. Of course, it's hard to see because his gameplay is all 2 frames per second, but trying our best here.
Yeah, Biinny is actually getting pretty bopped by the RNG on the star right now, but he made the best of it. I mean, he definitely did not lose that much time. What? Okay, Paracusia looking like he almost wanted to get his pancakes flipped by the heave ho, but
By the pancake flipper.
yeah, gonna leave his hoe. Doesn't want it to get heaved, so understandable.
Getting a little bit of sync up again because Paracusia's stream was in a little bit of trouble. But apart from this, I mean, apart from the feisty death, they're both having a really, really good run.
Oh!
Like, oh, Paracusia the bop in the face.
Love to bonk.
But they've both been having a really good run. There were no major mistakes whatsoever for the entire run up to feisty. So Paracusia especially having a really good run here, especially for a race.
He's making plays. He's doing what he needs to do. He's trying to milk as many points as he possibly can out of Big Ben himself, but there's still a lot to go. I mean, you can't be looking at the finish line, thinking about it this early. There's still a lot of levels, a lot of difficult strats to make it through and execute. So we'll just have to see what he's got in him. Can he muster it up?
Alright, Paracusia finishing a Wedge World, no major mistakes. Hunter Coin was a little bit floppy. Maybe 5 to 10 seconds of mistakes, but I mean, no major upsets so far.
Chugging along.
Biinny finishing at the stage now.
Oh, and again, triple jump wall kick providing actually some trouble for both players. I mean, honestly, I've been impressed by the amount of people that have gotten that strat down because it's not easy at all. And seeing these top players mess it up, oh my goodness, Paracusia, PowerPoint, that slide back there looked like he was about to fall off of the stage, but then the next slide showed clearly that he's actually really out here. It's literally just slides, man. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Biinny has an opportunity here. He's actually creeping up on Paracusia. I mean, a death in Fire Sea is a very demoralizing mistake, and it seems like it hasn't stopped Biinny in any way. Morale has stayed high with the Brew crew.
That's why he's one of the biggest contenders here. I mean, Paracusia, since he got upstairs, has been a little bit flaky. Mistakes here and there. And Biinny definitely is having a stronger upstairs so far, so we'll see how it continues going. THI, very simple stage, except for, well, Secrets can give some problems, but it's only 3 stars, very short stage, usually not any sort of run ender per se. But TTM, stage after this one it's a baller. It's probably one of the toughest stages in the entire run, apart from TTC. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, it gets pretty spicy in 70 star because you've got the Reds on their own, and that can be, I mean, one mistake there, and it pretty much just it unaligns the rest of the star.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets very awkward very quickly in that red coin maze.
Another star, of course, the infamous Breezeless, which will be coming up very soon for both players. Messing up Breezeless is an automatic 7 to 8 second time loss, and you don't want to mess it up. Some people resort to not even doing it and just losing 2.5 seconds and doing the easiest strat.
Some people.
Yeah, like no, I'm one of those people, and I'm proud to say it, right? Because Breezes is too hard. I personally don't like Breezes. I think Breezes is a dumb strat. It's
And
so,
it's a miss on Paracusia's side.
Breezes is
And a run, and he's dead!
He's dead. That's it.
Biinny now right behind Paracusia, coming back 2 stages later. You cannot keep this man down. He must have started up another brew, and he has been sipping on it vigorously, really juicing himself up.
This is why I don't do Breezes. No,
Second try.
Not bad, but it's very, very, very difficult, and it's a big time loss if you mess it up. So it's hard to decide whether or not to do it, but getting a second try Biinny with a bong.
Yeah, not a good start to Reds. It can be very awkward from this point, but seems to have caught himself quite well. Nice.
Not the worst.
Not at all. Paracusia, very interesting log wall kick. That was actually super far left on the log. He might have been able to just pop right onto the platform without a firstie, and nice waterfall.
Oh, very good waterfall.
So this is the stage. What would you say? What do you find hardest about Tall Mountain, or is it everything?
Honestly, well, first of all, there's Breezeless, and Red Coin Star is also it's hard to do without making mistakes. But on top of that, I've always noticed something about TTM it's a little bit hard to understand, but at a top level, and when you're how do I say this? A top level speedrunning of Mario 64, those 2 stars and also adding the double log wall kick stars, it gets mentally, I think, tiring TTM, because having to perform log wall kick twice in a row, it actually gets, that was a very weird buff. I've never seen the fly guy pop somebody at that point. It gets quite mentally taxing to do log wall kick twice, especially when 27 where you do 3 times. It's like focusing on the exact same strat to repeat it twice in a row without messing up. It gets really difficult. And adding the Red Coin Star and Breezes on top of that, it just becomes a very hard stage to do consistently.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I find that the clip is really, it's like all of a sudden you just forget it. You're on the run of your life, and then for whatever. Oh, Paracusia, what was that?
I know. I think I know what happened. He tried to do a speed kick, jump dive, and instead of speed kicking, he dived.
And then he
That's
went
exactly what happened.
Do you think he could have been saved if he didn't go for that dive? If he just, like the rollout, I mean?
Yeah, the thing is, it was, okay, so, you know what, it's funny, because I think 2 things happened simultaneously that really messed him up that he didn't mean to do, so it was actually pretty good res this time. It's actually very unfortunate what happened to Paracusia there, because when he tried a speed kick originally, he did a dive. And after you speed kick there, you want to jump dive. So what happened probably was after he dived on accident, he pressed A and B, which would usually be the jump dive, but that A and B ended up being the rollout to the initial dive. So he ended up just rolling out off the stage.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, okay.
Biinny.
Right off the bat here, man, they're just passing the mistake baton back and forth. It's like, all right, my turn to do a little slip up. Okay, now your turn.
Very good backup though. That was quick thinking skills, and that's what prevails in moments like this.
Yeah, still holding on to a little bit of a lead here, Biinny, but I mean, one mistake and it's back in Paracusia's court. He's only 10 seconds down despite having a pretty rough Tall Mountain, but how he bounces back is really ultimately more important than anything else. If he can just clear it out of his head and not let it propagate throughout the following stages.
Interesting word, but yes. But no, the most important thing right now is for Paracusia to it's to settle down as much as you can and realize that this is his moment to focus purely on just playing as best as he can, because he's behind, he's right behind. It's the most crucial moment, coming down near to the end of the game, about 13-14 minutes left, and he has to buckle down. Hope that Biinny might make a mistake or 2 so he can catch back up. Actually, there's more pressure on Biinny at the moment, I think, because, and from personal experience, when you're just ahead of somebody coming down to the end, it's very pressuring because you're so scared of making a mistake and losing your lead. and I think ultimately adds even more pressure to the person ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, you can't be stuck in your own head thinking about, oh man, I have this lead, I can't lose it, or oh man, I'm so behind, like I really need to go off. It's just you really got to be clear-headed, flow state as they call it. Just playing the game, just having fun and trying your best.
Yep. Both of them, of course, doing the HMC late route, which is, I think it's the coolest thing ever because there's never ever been a route in Super Mario 64 history where you go back to the basement after already doing basement. And I thought this is so cool. And it's also faster as well. Oh, Para missing the flips though. Losing some time. Not a big deal though.
Yeah, I got the regrab, not the end of the world. And we've got some rumors brewing up in the chat. Perhaps a mouse is chewing on Paracusia's internet wire. And now new information actually coming in from the back. A wombat could be pooping on the internet wire that is now exposed due to the mouse chewing. What are your thoughts on this, Cheese?
I think definitely the second one would probably be the more probable situation. Definitely wombat pooping on the internet wire. Tends to love internet wires. Don't know why.
It's just, it makes for a good poop sesh.
Right.
Apparently.
So we're back in basement. So HMC late. This is how it works basically. Getting back to basement, grabbing MIPS, the second MIP star. It's a very fast star, and it may seem very slow because you have to go back down to basement, do all that stuff. But it ends up being about a second faster if you do it well. Especially if you do the punch MIPS grab. So yeah, HMC. And HMC not being the hardest stage ever, it's a pretty easy stage, makes it good for doing it late in the run as well. So you can get a focus on the hardest stages earlier, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, something about it really shouldn't affect you, but it totally does when you're an hour into a run. And, oh,
it's not a good start to mess up. Can he hit the button? He misses the button, has to do the backup. That's always very scary.
Oh, no backup.
He has to wait a little bit longer.
And he's not going. All right, that looks good. Third time is the charm, but wow, that was some time wasted. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this, especially going into Tippy.
So I guess something to note about that star. It's actually very confusing that pressing that button is, honestly, I'm not 100% sure how it works. Because it's very weird. It involves, when you enter the room that Paracusia messed up, it's all about triple jumping and wall kicking very high on your triple jump. And for some reason, that activates the button. Even if you wall kick a little bit lower down, it would not work. You have to wall kick it as high as you can. I'm not sure why that makes a difference, but it does. And then Paracusia tried to do the backup, and he was not waiting until Mario was high enough. So it's quite peculiar. The start, it takes a little bit to understand, but...
Yeah, might be feeling the pressure, feeling the nerves. He's out here duking it out with Biinny, and Biinny now he's developed himself a pretty comfy lead heading into Tippy. It's not too crazy, not too out there, but it's definitely enough to pack a punch. And I ain't talking no pack a punch.
So Biinny, well, we could actually probably tell the lead. Biinny touching the 50-star door at 41.07, 41.08. So we'll see how far behind Paracusia really is. Again, it's not that big of a deficit that Paracusia has right now. It seems to be about 20 seconds. And that's honestly nothing, because entering Tippy, we all know Tippy is Tippy. People shut down in Tippy and lose minutes on a daily basis. So very interested to see what's going to happen. Biinny, though. Securing lucky to bounce.
Biinny though. Biinny and the Jets. Biinny. Very nice cruiser from Biinny. Glitchy wall kick from Para. Pulling out all the stops. Ooh.
Perfect. So this is actually very interesting. So the strat that Paracusia just did, first of all, is crazy. I would never do that in a race. So props to Para. But the strat Para did is, compared to what Biinny did, it's quite significantly faster. I would say about 2 seconds faster than the strat Biinny did. So if Paracusia could continue to do all these really fast strats and pull them off, even if Biinny was to play really well, Paracusia could gain a lot of time to Biinny from all his optimizations, and then potentially have a very close race.
Another glitchy wall
Oh
kick for
my
Reds. The
lord.
man is an absolute unit here in Rainbow Ride, not even giving a heck.
This is
About
exactly what I'm talking about. These optimizations are just definitely going to help him out.
So he was 20 seconds behind coming into Rainbow Ride, and both of them have had very solid Rainbow Rides thus far. I'm curious to see how much time he's actually pulled away from Biinny just using those strats.
Of course, quick reminder that BLJs are not allowed for 70 stars. So anyone who's wondering why there were no BLJs going out the 50-star door and why we have to get 70 stars in the first place, because this is, I guess you could call this category, you know, any percent, no major glitches, if you will. And yeah, we set a much more consistent category as well. Paracusia messed up the movement there, but was able to get enough speed for the long jump.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Got caught up on the fence.
Yeah.
Happens from time to time. That requires some pretty specific spacing. Biinny diving right through the flames. Mario's nose, I guess, is just invulnerable. It's mostly, it really feels like it's his butt. That's his hitbox. If it hits his butt, it's over.
Yeah, yeah. His butt is just too large. Oh, Biinny! What was that? Did you see that?
I didn't.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. He somehow bunked. I have to see that on stream to see if that was intentional. That was weird, but thankfully he entered when time was stopped. But that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I can't wait to watch the replay of that.
Now, Biinny actually he's had a history of having some rough moments in TikTok clock, especially in these GSA races. It has happened multiple times where he's had the lead and then just something enormous happens and switches the lead over. But this 100 already proving that wrong, looking really good. It usually has been on the 100, and so far so good. Paracusia looking pretty nice as well here.
Let's see if we could avoid the invis walls. And as I say it, before I even could say it. Alright, well, good backup. Oh! I saw that happening. As soon as I saw that jump kick, I was questioning those decisions.
Okay, both players with some questionable things going on. Biinny trying to get the triple jump.
I am terrified.
This is awkward.
Oh my god, Biinny. Just go up the thing, man.
Oh my goodness.
You could clearly see that he's shutting down.
Oh, but Para getting the invisible wall as well. Both players getting denied by that invisible wall. But how will Paracusia handle this moment? Surely can save some time on Biinny, and boom.
This is so scary. I mean, TTC is, if you were to rack up all the stats of Mario 64 races, easily TTC would be the most defining stage out of every other stage in the game. It's always the stage that determines who's gonna end up winning or losing. And not only that, but after you got Bowser in the sky and then Bowser throws, which is, it's the same situation. It changes leads. I think just 2 days, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, there was a race that somebody had quite a significant lead going into Bowser in the sky, and the other player ended up winning. It's happened numerous times now, so we'll see what happens.
Indeed we will. Indeed we will. And it's happening right now. Both players making the moves in time. Moving Paracusia jumping right on the edge of that cog as it's cranking. And trying to crank it out, but looked a little bit rusty. Applied some WD-40 from Biinny's sponsor. It's all good now. Looking good.
So interesting.
What is it again? Western Digital?
Yeah, Western Digital Gaming.
What were you saying?
Get the computer parts here. I was gonna say, it's interesting what the strats that Biinny do for the 3 triple jump time moving stars. It's actually quite. I've never really seen it before. But they actually lose quite a bit of time for all the 3 stars combined, maybe like 3 seconds or so. So that's another thing that Paracusia could catch up with, because his strats are a little bit faster. But I mean, at this point, it's all about consistency. You don't want to make a mistake. All you gotta focus on here is, at this point, is playing as solid as you can, because that's what matters. Especially for Biinny, because he has the lead right now that he does not want to lose. Paracusia has caught up a bit, though, I think. Maybe about 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah, he's creeping up. He's definitely gonna give Biinny a run for his money, and even if Biinny ends up securing the W, you still want to be as close as possible because you want to get those points from the time differential.
Ooh, that first D, really fast.
Ooh, Paracusia look like He was ready for that. Oh no.
These are the mistakes I'm talking about. These little things
Monk
that are gonna
up.
add up.
Ooh, the side flip double jump. Very, very nice.
It's a nice little swag. It is slightly faster as well if you do it well. But those mistakes are gonna eat him up. It's make it more and more scary for Paracusia to snatch this lead. And that's it for Biinny. He's done TTC. Paracusia has one more star. So about 15 seconds deficit right now for Paracusia.
Man, Biinny coming up. Bowser in the sky. We have seen some dicey moments with Bowser throws. Paracusia not too far behind. 1 or 2 throws, and it could be a lead flop, lead swap, if you will.
I don't wanna. I think from races I've seen with Biinny in the league so far, it's he's missed quite a bit of Bowser throws, and notice something with Biinny that when he misses Bowser throw, you can see that he gets nervous, and that's the thing with Bowser throws. Like if you miss a Bowser throw and there's a moment of like 3 to 5 seconds while Bowser's falling off the sky that you're just freaking out and you're just like, please just get up so I can throw you again. Very scary moment, but so far so good for Biinny. Let's see what happens. This is it.
Biinny looking good so far. Left side moving. He's got a hot angle. He's up. Only one milestone left. Paracusia climbing a mountain. Ooh.
It's
looking shaky.
Gonna be tied. One throw and Paracusia could. Well, it's probably about 2 throws. Paracusia would definitely need at least 2 throws to get up here. But here we go. It's a Bowser 3. Can Biinny do it?
All right, he's got the grab. Paracusia securing the triple jump wall kick, landing it, and first throw for Biinny. 2 more to take the W from Paracusia here in the 70-star League Division 1 to earn some points. One more throw needed. Looking really good. Goomba wanting to cause problems. And that might...
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, and Paracusia is struggling to get in the pipe.
Congratulations to Biinny taking the W after being very far behind, dying in Fire Sea, was able to keep a level head and bring back the lead, just like that. The race is never over, but it's over.
We don't know what time it ended. It looked like a 50 flat, maybe a 49, 59.
It was probably triggered that he needed 49.
Missed throw for Para.
Huge
Every
shot.
10 seconds is another point out of his hand and into Biinny's brew cup.
That's very true, actually. Paracusia still has to focus. And that's the great thing about this league structure, right? Even if you lose a race, it's very important that you keep a level head and you try to get as much points as you can, because that, at the end of the day, is what matters. It's how much points you have.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
It's not false.
You know, there we go again. Like we said in the beginning of the race, Biinny's one of the strongest competitors for 70-star. You know, it's big separation from Paracusia and Fire Sea, 30 seconds, and is able to bring it back with a good, really good mindset there. So shout outs to Biinny. We have Paracusia in the call. How are you feeling, man? How was the race?
Yeah, what's up? It wasn't too bad, I guess.
I mean, you both had really good runs up to even with you after Fire Sea, you had really good Fire Sea. Going upstairs, you guys were both on really good pace.
Yeah, that Fire Sea was tragic.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised though. Like the second half of 70 Star always choke.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was some things I struggled with. There was like, well, obviously there was Fire Sea. Wet Dry World, I kept forgetting what star I was doing. So I messed up my camera for 100 coin because I was doing that first. So I ended up going for TJ Wall Kick, and then I went in medium water level, thinking, oh, I'll get them both out of the way, and then I just like set up my camera for 100 coin anyway, even though it was medium water level. So I messed that up. There was the HMC, which was tragic. TTM, I died twice in TTM.
Yeah, that was it's funny because we were talking about Breezeless right before that and how sketchy it could be. And then you died on the start, but it wasn't even because of Breezeless, it was because
That was really weird. Yeah, I was gonna do like a higher jump kick triple jump, but I dived instead and just like ended up rolling out off the edge. I thought I could roll out and like still stay on the lip of it, but ended up dying anyway. So there was a lot of sketchy stuff in that race.
Tell me what happened in the red coin store. I'm pretty sure I know what happened when you tried to
Oh
speed
yeah,
kick
I
there.
heard your explanation. You're basically on point. Like I was going for the speed kick jump dive, but I when I didn't get the speed kick, it was like since I wasn't playing, I was playing like through pure muscle memory at that point. I went for the jump dive even though I failed it.
Right.
So
And then you
I
rolled
rolled
out.
Yeah. It's a damn shame.
We
Hello.
got Biinny in the call. What's up, man?
Benny.
I just can't hear them.
I love
Oh, there we
Biddy!
go. I can hear them now. I can hear them.
I love Ben.
No, I can't.
Benny.
There we go.
Congratulations on your win, sir.
I don't
You
know
came-
how. I don't know how. Dude.
I mean, you kept a level head and you've just focused on playing as good as you can, and that's what matters, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, the invis wall in TTC, they're ruining me. Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
That
We
was
both
someone's
got it
guess.
this one.
Oh, we
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah. My backup was like so poor though. I'm usually pretty good at that backup, but I just did too much of a big kick and fell off the edge, and I was like, oh no. I thought I was gonna die, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a bit scary. I thought I was gonna see a repeat of some
Oh,
TikTok
no.
blocks we've seen before, but
No.
you kept it in your pants. You were able to figure it out. So kudos. How did you feel after the Fire Sea death? What was going through your head?
Absolutely awful. I asked Nicole to check where Para was, and he was beating me, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna catch him now, not with a death there. I was just. What's that?
I don't think he was ahead of you. Oh,
He was.
like 12 seconds.
Yeah, going upstairs.
Nicole
Goodbye,
making
yeah.
appearance in stream.
I know. Just, oh, dude. I still got 49. I don't know how I got 49. I thought I was
Barely.
going to get another 50 again. I was just thought this is a meme. Oh, well. At least I didn't miss a throw. Could have been worse.
Congrats on
Because
your...
I know what the SGDQ throws came about again. There's no doubt.
Yeah. It's funny because I was thinking of that moment as you were entering Sky and we were talking about Bowser throws. I remember the SGDQ throws.
Oh, no.
It'll never be forgotten. It's
It
just
won't.
too legendary.
Yeah, it's so bad, isn't it? I'll correct it one day. We'll do a salty run back and I'll fix it one day.
Perfect. Looking
For
Yeah,
sure.
my net was taking a poop like that entire time. I dropped like
Yeah.
I'll tell you how many frames I dropped. 14,000.
Oh
Jesus.
no.
It was a
Slideshow.
slideshow. Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't know why. I was streaming for like half an hour before the race started, and I didn't drop a single frame. So it's and I'm not dropping a single frame now. So it's just my luck.
Australian net. The Aussie
My
net.
internet, yeah, my old internet was good, but this one seems a bit more unstable because I recently moved.
Right.
So you're not playing in the garage anymore?
Hmm.
You're not playing in the garage anymore?
I was playing outside. Remember?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that. Are you inside now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm at my new house.
Right. Okay, sweet.
What
I
time
was
did you get?
outside for like 2 weeks. I got a 50, 45.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I dropped spaghetti everywhere upstairs.
Yeah, you was on good pace going up. To be fair, like pretty good pace. But I don't know
You both
what. Where
were,
did? Yeah. What mistakes did you make? Like major ones?
I probably lost about 30 in wet dry world, and then in TTM I died on reds, and then I died on breezeless as well.
Oh no. But you felt
And
it as
then no, I failed it, and I went to do
Oh.
a triple jump, but instead of doing like a jump kick, I did a jump and then a dive, and then I just fell off the edge.
Oh no.
Yeah, I always say this. This always happens. It's always upstairs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
My TTC was actually pretty good for a race, honestly, though.
I would definitely say that upstairs in 70 stars is the hard part of the run.
Oh, yeah, it
I mean,
is.
like twice as hard as the
Yeah, look
first
at me
half, for sure.
nailing double timer players like pro lava boost, and then just like losing runs to breezeless.
Is that what
Yeah.
I failed? I think I failed one of the pillars.
Yeah, you
I-
did.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, I
that
did.
was
I got-
I
weird
got them
too.
both.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
just
seen a ledge grab there. With the when you ledge grab by the box, but in Perilous, I've never seen that.
what that is. I'm using my old controller still, and it gives me like sometimes a weird angle on pillars, so I have to like pull him to the left again to try and correct it. But I pulled him too far left and lost loads of speed and just fell short.
Oh
What
yeah.
I should have done what I did on the very last pillarless and just slid back down, just took it and slid back down again and gone back up. But oh well, next time.
Well, GG's, guys. It was an incredible run to watch. Thank you for the race, Para and Biinny. And thank you, Cheese, for the very pleasurable co-commentary. Definitely a lot of fun. We do have another match coming up in half an hour, so you got time to settle in and get yourself a brew. 8
Who's
p.m.
that?
Punkation versus Ouija
Ooh.
in the 70-Star League Division 1, and I will be commentating that with Cartoon Buffoon. And then after that, we got Toast Rider versus Heisenberger.
Is
Tonight
Funky
as
even
well.
awake?
He better be. He might. I don't know.
He's
We'll see.
offline.
Monka Giga. He's got time. He'll hopefully. But thank you guys for watching. It's been a pleasure, and catch you in a
Yeah.
bit. Peace.
GG's.
Thank you, GG's.
See you later.